Have you ever sat down with a steaming cup of tea, wrapped in a favorite shawl, and wondered if that simple pleasure truly cares for you as much as you care for it? As you pass your 60th birthday, your body's rhythms shift in subtle ways. Heartbeats whisper changes, joints hum new notes, and balance finds a different tune. Today's gentle conversation will guide you through 5 teas that, despite their comforting aromas and cherished traditions, may no longer suit the wisdom years. By the end, you'll know which leaves to set aside and how to welcome blends that uplift rather than undermine. Black tea. The rich, swirling aroma of black tea unfurling in hot water often feels like an old friend at sunrise, draped in warmth and familiarity. Yet beneath its comforting belt of deep tannins and gentle caffeine lies a potential overenthusiasm that can whisper hidden strains through your body. Imagine blood vessels as supple leather, bending and flexing with each heartbeat. Caffeine's nudge toward mild constriction may feel harmless at first, but over time can leave vessels less willing to stretch and accommodate the gentle flow your heart deserves. For decades, black tea may have delivered clarity and calm as you read morning headlines or settled into a quiet chair. Perhaps you once cherished the ritual of steeping a generous bag in a large mug, watching dark liquid ripple like liquid amber. Yet as you've grown wiser, you might have noticed nighttime leg cramps jolting you awake, or mornings when calves ache with the heaviness of dew-laden grass. Those cramps often arise when dehydrating effects of caffeine combine with tannins that quietly bind minerals, nudging precious hydration and electrolytes to slip away unnoticed. A retired school principal shared her own awakening. Each day began with a strong black brew. 2 mugs, sometimes 3, filled to the brim. Over weeks, she noticed her pulse skittering during afternoon calls, and she woke up feeling as if gravity had laid a gentle hand on her calves. A consultation revealed caffeine's subtle draw on fluids, leaving joints and muscles thirsting for the very water she once believed each cup provided. Tannins, with their astringent charm, also bind iron and other minerals, whispering, "Maybe skip that supplement today." Over months, iron stores dipped, leaving her fatigued during simple strolls and slower on errands. Her solution was soft and sweet. Reserve black tea for weekends and special conversations, and replace 1 midday mug with rooibos, its red hue offering antioxidants without caffeine's tug. Consider trying half-strength brews, steeping for just 2 minutes rather than 5, so flavor remains, but tannins release more gently. Alternating black tea days with herbal infusions like ginger and lemon can maintain the soothing warmth you love, while joints and circulation rest from constriction's subtle tug. If bold flavor still calls, stir in a sliver of fresh ginger or a pinch of turmeric, both friends to calm joints and brighten taste. Small acts of empowerment, drinking a glass of water between cups, choosing a smaller mug, or marking tea-free days on a calendar, help reframe ritual into one of balance rather than habit. Perhaps you fill a cherished teapot once a week, making each pour an occasion rather than an automatic reach. In this way, black tea becomes an occasional guest, a treat that arrives with intention and departs before overstaying its welcome. Traditions evolve as you do. By reserving black tea for special moments, weekend reflections, letters to old friends, you preserve its comforting charm while protecting your body's calm. Your wisdom years deserve beverages that honor every heartbeat and every step, supporting strength as faithfully as a trusted companion. Green tea. Green tea enjoys a shining reputation, celebrated in magazines, praised by doctors, and steeped in centuries of ceremony. Yet even gentle heroes can tip from helpful to headstrong when circumstances change. Picture your body at 60 or 70 as a finely tuned vintage clock. Delicate gears still turn, but they respond to subtle shifts in temperature, moisture, and pressure. Green tea's catechins, Those famed antioxidant warriors arrive like well-meaning locksmiths, eager to polish cogs and oil springs. In small numbers, they keep the clock humming. Flood the mechanism, though, and the oil thickens, gears slip, and the steady tick-tock stutters. Perhaps you began trading morning coffee for cup after cup of jade-colored brew, convinced its softer buzz would spare your nerves. At first, you felt clear-eyed and light. Yet, weeks later, a flutter started beneath the ribs, an occasional skipped beat that made you set the teacup down and listen. Green tea does carry less caffeine than coffee, but several generous mugs can still nudge heart rhythm, especially when metabolism slows with age or thyroid medication shares the stage. Heat is another hidden lever. Steeping leaves in water just shy of boiling about 175 degrees Fahrenheit or 80 degrees Celsius coaxes gentle flavor and modest catechin release. Use roiling water, and those catechins surge, turning soothing sips into an astringent wave that can irritate stomach lining and provoke queasiness. A retired bookkeeper learned this lesson when mid-afternoon nausea interrupted her ledger work. Switching to cooler water and shorter steeps calmed her digestion, proving that temperature, not tea, had been the troublemaker. Treat green tea as a mindful interlude, not an endless stream. Aim for 1 or 2 8-ounce cups between meals, giving digestion time to settle and medications room to work. If you crave the ritual more than the liquid, fill the teapot with warm water after your serving. Cradling the cup, inhaling steam, and practicing 3 slow breaths delivers comfort without another jolt. Matcha lovers can still indulge, but measure portions with the respect given to fine spices. A bamboo scoop whisked into milk or water once a day supplies abundant antioxidants without overloading the clockwork. Prefer a bigger mug? Blend matcha with frothy oat milk and a drizzle of honey, stretching flavor while keeping catechins modest. Before the first sip each day, run a kindness check. How does your heart feel? Are hands steady? Has my appetite been calm? Let the body vote. If palpitations linger or stomach murmurs objection, reduce frequency or seek soothing alternatives like toasted brown rice genmaicha, which tempers caffeine with nutty flavor. When you grant green tea clear boundaries, it rewards you with gentle focus, subtle grassy notes, and anti-inflammatory benefits that feel like a cool breeze on a warm afternoon. Your wise heart deserves that breeze. Refreshing, not gusty. Licorice root tea. Licorice root tea can feel like a spoonful of childhood nostalgia, sweet, soothing, and wrapped in the memory of calming stomach aches on chilly evenings. Its golden brown infusion coats the throat with gentle warmth, almost like honey without the stickiness. Yet tucked inside that familiar sweetness lives glycyrrhizin, a compound that quietly rearranges your body's mineral balance. Glycyrrhizin encourages sodium to linger and persuades potassium to wander off, much like a host who keeps chatting long after the final guest should leave while the dishwasher waits. Over time, this shift can lead to fluid hanging around ankles, wrists, even within the chest, and it can nudge blood pressure upward in ways you may not notice until shoes feel snug or stairs steal extra breaths. Picture your circulatory system as a river network gliding through hills and valleys. Glycyrrhizin stacks pebbles into subtle dams, holding water back until channels swell. A retired craftsman once relied on licorice tea each evening to ease post-dinner heartburn, savoring its gentle sweetness while sanding birdhouses in his workshop. Within weeks, watch bands tightened and morning walks felt heavier, as though invisible weights clung to his calves. A clinic visit revealed not heart failure, but elevated blood pressure, traced to nightly mugs of licorice comfort. Consider alternating licorice nights with peppermint or ginger fennel blends, both friendly to digestion without disturbing minerals. If heartburn insists, steep licorice no longer than 5 minutes, enough to capture flavor, but short enough to limit glycyrrhizin's reach. Pair each cup with a glass of plain water, to help kidneys usher excess sodium out the door. And keep a gentle eye on swelling. Rolling a thumb over the shin to see whether a dent remains can alert you before rings or socks make the discovery for you. When tradition calls, perhaps a family gathering steeped in stories of sweet root tonics. Blend licorice with calming chamomile or lemon balm. Half-strength licorice honors heritage while protecting circulation. Sip slowly, treating each mouthful as a bridge between past comfort and present wisdom. You might even turn the ritual into a mindful moment. As steam curls upward, breathe deeply, thanking the decades of experience that guide today's choices. Tiny acts of empowerment make the difference. Tape a small note on the tea tin. Every other day, my heart will say thank you. Track those days on a calendar, adding a simple smiley face when you choose a mineral-friendly brew. Over time, the pattern of smiles will reflect ankles that feel lighter, cuffs that slip on easily, and blood pressure readings that stay in a peaceful lane. Place palms on your abdomen, feel warmth radiate inward, and affirm, comfort is sweetest when it also cares for me. By weaving mindfulness into every steep, you transform a potential strain into a deliberate treat, one that supports many seasons of steady footsteps and spacious breathing. Chamomile tea. Chamomile blossoms look like miniature suns, white petals circling golden centers, and when they steep, they paint water the hue of late afternoon light. For many years, this tender brew has been the lullaby that quiets racing thoughts and smooths tense muscles. Yet sometimes the very quality that invites rest can linger past dawn, leaving head and limbs wrapped in a soft fog that turns morning routines into uphill climbs. Imagine your mind as a well-tuned orchestra finishing an evening concert. Chamomile arrives as the conductor's final gesture, lowering the baton so strings hush and percussion stills. That hush is welcome at bedtime, but if the conductor keeps everyone silent through sunrise, you wake to an orchestra reluctant to play. A retired librarian cherished chamomile at 9 p.m., delighted that it turned page rustles and ticking clocks into white noise. Months later, she noticed rising grogginess, eyelids heavy at breakfast, knees creaky during dawn walks with her spaniel. Alpha bisabolol, chamomile's calming compound, had overstayed its visit. Maybe you've sensed a similar morning haze. Consider rescuing chamomile from late nights and inviting it into the sunny hours instead. A 3 p.m. cup acts like a friendly shoulder squeeze, releasing tension without anchoring you to the pillow. For bedtime, experiment with lemon balm or a brief inhalation of lavender steam. Both gentle, short-acting allies that drift away before rooftops glow pink with sunrise. If chamomile remains your heart's comfort, adjust the recipe rather than abandon it. Steep just 2 minutes instead of 5. This lighter infusion captures floral aroma with fewer sedative compounds. Pair it with a small ritual. Write down one gratitude or hum a calming tune. So relaxation arises from habit as well as herb. You'll discover that the mind can learn to settle with half the brew once it trusts the routine. Chamomile can also amplify medications that slow the nervous system. If you take sleep aids, anxiety tablets, or certain pain relievers, spacing tea at least 2 hours apart helps prevent oversedation. A quick call to your pharmacist offers tailored guidance, turning cautious scheduling into confident rest. Fill a weekly planner with sun tea icons on daytime chamomile days and moon icons when you choose a different nighttime blend. Watching icons alternate feels like observing tides, each ebb and flow purposeful, rhythmic, and reassuring. Notice mornings after moon icon nights. Perhaps joints feel nimbler, thoughts clearer, and breakfast tastes brighter. When evenings still invite chamomile's golden glow, perhaps after a choir rehearsal or mindful meditation, sip slowly, letting each swallow carry away lingering tension. Before bed, place the empty cup down gently, symbolizing release, and whisper to yourself, Rest serves me best when it greets the dawn refreshed. Close curtains with gratitude, trusting that sleep will follow the cue and rise away in its own time. By balancing chamomile's tender lullaby with mindful timing, you safeguard dawn's promise of alert steps, vibrant conversation, and curiosity alive in every corner. Your wisdom years deserve both restful nights and bright-eyed mornings, and with small adjustments, chamomile can remain a faithful companion on that harmonious path. Hibiscus tea. Hibiscus petals steep into a color that rivals sunset, ruby depths swirling with floral tang. The first tart sip tingles like cranberry and feels refreshing, especially when served over ice on sultry afternoons. Studies applaud hibiscus for nudging high blood pressure downward thanks to organic acids that relax arterial walls. Yet every remedy requires the right dosage. When pressure dips too far, lightheaded sways at kitchen counters, or a sudden blur upon standing may hint that relief has overshot. Visualize blood flow as a fountain rising from the heart, arcing gracefully, then landing to nourish tissues before cycling again. Hibiscus gently lowers the fountain's height. 2 large tumblers a day can, for sensitive systems, reduce the arc so much that brain and muscles receive a fraction less on sudden standing, resulting in dizzy spells or rubbery knees. A community garden coordinator loved hibiscus for its vitamin C kick and vibrant hue. After replacing plain water with continuous chilled carafes, she found herself pausing mid-staircase, vision sparkling like sun through stained glass. Her physician traced the wooziness to blood pressure, now resting in low normal terrain. 1 cup daily suited her perfectly. 3 cups slipped her into hypotensive territory. Treat hibiscus like a strong spice. Intense, beautiful, but best used sparingly. Start with half a teaspoon of petals steeped 5 minutes once a day. Sip slowly and note body cues over a week. If ankles feel less taut but energy stays buoyant, maintain the dose. Should lightheadedness whisper at chair rises, alternate hibiscus days with soothing golden turmeric ginger blends that support circulation without further lowering pressure. Iced tea lovers can dilute brewed hibiscus with sparkling water, mint leaves, and a squeeze of orange. Color and zing remain while potency lightens. Perfect for porch conversations on warm evenings. When cooler months arrive, warm apple cinnamon herbal teas provide antioxidant comfort without additional vasodilation. Medication harmony deserves attention. If you already take blood pressure drugs or diuretics, consult your pharmacist about scheduling hibiscus at least 2 hours apart, reducing cumulative effects. Keep a small notebook by the kettle. Jot daily cups and how standing feels: steady, slightly light, or wobbly. Over time, patterns guide perfect personal dosage. Celebrate hibiscus as a seasonal jewel rather than a constant companion. When gardens blaze with marigolds and sunsets linger late, its crimson cheer can sparkle. On quiet winter days, let deeper, grounding teas steady circulation. This ebb and flow honors both the plant's vibrancy and your body's need for balance. Stability in blood flow grants freedom to step confidently into each tomorrow. By choosing hibiscus mindfully, respecting both color and caution, you ensure that every bright cup lifts spirit without unsettling stride. Each cup you raise is more than a simple beverage. It is a choice to honor the decades of laughter, resilience, and wisdom you carry within. By pausing to reconsider these 5 teas, you protect sensitive systems while still savoring warmth, flavor, and ritual. Your body's needs evolve with every birthday. Listening to them ensures every sip becomes an act of kindness rather than unintended strain. If today's gentle guide brought clarity and care, subscribe to continue this nurturing journey. Ring the bell so future wisdom arrives just when encouragement feels welcome, and drop a comment sharing which tea you'll set aside and what new blend you'll embrace instead. Your journey lights the path for neighbors near and far. Until next time, May every cup you choose fill you with comfort, confidence, and the unwavering joy of your wisdom years.